Good morning, Grand Rising. Um, you know what? Forget the stuff. Tired of doing that. Tired of acting like I don't know what I want to say. I do know what I want to say. And what I want to say is this: hey, as long as we continue to slowly process, the slower it's going to take and the longer it's going to take for it to truthfully get done. So, Americans, Ethiopians, lie about Egypt and the Boule. Now let's go backwards. The reason that we're about to discuss about the Boule is because they are a offshoot of the white fraternities. That's who they work for. Okay. When it comes to all your government agencies, all of them went through some type of fraternal order. Whether you want to say the fraternal order of the police, or you want to say the Skull and Bones, which became your CIA and your FBI agents, all that stuff. The one you want to go through. Just know that it is because of these inner sanctums that is responsible. Okay. Well, the Boule is the inner sanctum for the black community. Better yet, the Negro community that they turned black. All your black entertainers and celebrities all represent these Greek fraternities, claiming that they're from Africa. Now, anybody who knows about Hellenism knows that the Greek were copying the Egyptians, and the Jews were copying the Greeks. That's what Hellenism is. So, why would these Boule, if they're so African and know so much about Afrocentrism, why would they go through the back door of the Greek in order to get what? No Egyptian period, because remember, they don't show that. That's in these inner sanctums. That's in these lodges. Egypt. There's a big thing going on in the community. Everybody wants to keep comparing with Egypt. Everybody keeps talking about how great Egypt is. People don't understand. Would you guys like to drive the first car, or would you guys like to drive the brand new Mercedes? Your choice. You want the new Mercedes, of course, even though that first old car is going to cost you a pretty penny. It's not going to be cheap. The wind-up joint, that's not going to be cheap. That's not going to be cheap at all. But you would prefer that brand new AC filled, you know what I'm saying, wood grain, the remote seats, shoot the remote control, better yet, push button nowadays. You want that more, right? Okay, same thing goes with history. The reason you guys keep referring to Egypt and all these inner sanctums of Egypt so much is because Egypt is the brand new Benz when it comes to history. The Giza pyramid would be considered the Benz. So they're like, yo, everybody wants to be from Egypt. But Egypt's not, the brand new Benz is not the first car. Brand new Benz is not the first car. So when you look at it that way, it's like, well, who do you want to be? You want to be the one who innovated off of the originator, or would you rather be the originator that people innovated off of? You know what I mean? That's the science. My people are not claiming. We're going for the grand, gusto. We're going for the number one spot. We're saying we're the originators of this. Okay. Well, you got to make sense when you're talking history, Daddy. You got to make sense when you're talking history, Mama. You got to know what you're talking about, all right? You can't be out here embarrassing yourself in front of the youth and the fucking children, all right? You're making us look bad. Jeez. I'm serious, no. Why am I saying this? Because Egypt is a baby. Come on, man. All historians know that. All real historians know that Egypt is a baby. So you can't be out here on some baby talk trying to make real power moves on Earth. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. It's not going to add up. So let's run it. Americans and Ethiopians. Why am I bringing this up? Because everybody's dunking off the Kush Empire. I get what they do when they go for the mastodons and the step pyramids. I get that idea. I get the concept. But the crown you had to have first. And people will say there's no caps in America. There's no capstones in America, but that's what the mud mounds is. An idea has to come from somewhere. But in Africa, they have the cone pyramids. You know what I'm saying? In Ethiopia. So my whole thing is this. Since already on this page, we have discovered that pretty much the whole Egyptian way of talk and singing to the credibility of the ancients, we can give it to Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is a nation before Saudi Arabia is even thought of, before those people are even born alive, anything. Ethiopia is one of the oldest countries on earth, period. So when you listen to their music and you look at the way they write, you can see a lot of influence that came from them to Egypt. You can see it. Egypt is not older than Ethiopia. They're all on the Nile base. They're all the same people. Where do the Americans come in? I don't know. All this Egyptian stuff that they found over here, but what I'm telling people is older than Egypt. Egypt, all that stuff is brought to Egypt. They're not saying that they found any. They're saying it's Egyptian-like because of pyramids and a few other things that they found in some caves. It's Egyptian-like, but they can't claim no pharaohs on it. They can't claim Ramesses to none of it. They can't claim Narmer to none of it. They can't claim what's that other one? Akhenaten. They can't claim none of them. Like, that's the weird thing. They keep telling you it's a bunch of Egyptian stuff, but they ain't ringing out no timelines, no time dates. They give you why? Why they giving you no times? They would know. They got artifacts all over museums. They would know what time this Egyptian artifact was from. They would know what ruler. The king's list is still there. So there's no way that they wouldn't have the information. So why aren't they giving that out? Because it's not Egyptian. It's Ethiopian. If anybody came over here, it was from Ethiopia. Now, does that mean that they built the pyramids in America? No. Does that mean that they helped build the pyramids in America? No. I'm saying it was a whole nother world than the world history that we have. This is y'all. This is y'all in new time, in new age time, taking data and making it what you want to make from it. But in the ancient time, they knew what they was doing. You weren't there. So you got to go off with these historians and, these dusters and these exhibitions and all that. You got to deal with them. Or excavations. You got to deal with all that. You got to deal with these modern people trying to talk about a time that we have no books on. This is before the writings. I'm not saying that they didn't have ways of communicating back then, but I'm like, this is before that type of, like, we're dealing with pictograms. You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with pictograms. People are walking around with seals and shit like kings were recently. Like, that's why the dollar has a seal stamp on it. It's like, bro, it's king shit. They used to do it with the candle wax. But I'm saying before then, I'm talking about when it was an actual shield. It was a piece of fucking stone or gold or silver or copper or something that was on your fucking chest. Like, held your fucking shit on it. You know what I'm saying? People, they still mimic it today with the police badge, but I'm saying in those times, we don't have the writings for that. You know what I'm saying? All you have is the mythos of people's religions, whether it's the Vedas, Christianity, all the deities in Egypt really are like principal teaching tools. So I don't really think you can use them in the sense that I'm talking about. But that's why the Greeks had so many different gods, all of them representing something different. Information was way different back then. It wasn't like it is today. The way that we're doing it, it wasn't like that. So you can't claim that it's not credible that Ethiopians came over here. You can't say that's not true. Just like you can't say Americans didn't go to Egypt. They found cocaine mummies. Once you find coke and mummies mixed, there's an issue. And people can say it's made up all they want. Yeah, because it doesn't fit your talking point. Your talking point is racism, slavery, old evil, people and racism and things cannot change. But it's like half the stuff is not going to change because half the stuff y'all don't know yet. Half the stuff y'all how can you say it? Y'all can't catch up to the fact because they got you lost on a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying? People want to do astrology. They want to read the stars. That's cool. People want to do esoteric. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Metaphysics. That's cool. All that stuff is dope. But the thing that we really need to work on is figuring out why are people stuck on the great lie about Egypt. Egypt does not have the first pyramid. Here's the argument. Here's where the America-Ethiopian argument comes. Nubia, Sudan, Saqqara is credited for the first pyramid. This is what they say, Imhotep for King Zoser. The Step Pyramid. All right. That is in Sudan. Okay. From there, people go straight to Egypt. That's where the problem is going to come in off the jump because there's pyramids in America older than the pyramids in Egypt. Okay. But the Step Pyramid is in Sudan. All right. But the cone pyramids are in Ethiopia. They're in southern Kush. Or North Egypt. Or Upper Egypt, if you want to say it like that. But they're over there. So when you look at it that way, it's like, okay, but wait a second. Egypt is not before the cone pyramids or the Step pyramids or the pyramids in America. So why do y'all keep going there? Why do y'all keep referencing Egypt like Egypt is not a baby historically? Historically to these other places, Egypt is a baby. And here's another weird thing. Why are camels from America? Now I'm telling you, pyramids in America are older than the ones in Egypt. Camels are from America. People riding camels all through Egypt. Why? There's monkeys in South America. It's like there's certain animal life that is different, but then there's certain ones that are the same that you see on other parts of the world. You have to ask yourself, right, well, how'd they get over there? Don't talk about everything coming from Africa because I just told you the camel comes from North America. 44 something million years ago. So that's where the questions start to, that's where you start to ask questions. It's like, they came before Columbus. Maybe it's not about y'all coming over here. Maybe that's not the argument so much. Maybe it's not about you being the first explorers because remember, this is the new world. Nobody knew about this. to y'all science, to y'all school historical science, nobody knew about the Americans. Nobody did. So why do we have to credit you as being older? Because of religions. Y'all come with this religion stuff. But if everything is pictograms and people had symbolism, what does that have to do with y'all writing it on paper and making it a book? What's that got to do with it? Y'all stealing shit that was there before you wrote it down anyway. It's Bible, it's Biblios, it's a collective of books. So books have to be written off of what? Current events, things that you are seeing. So if there's pictograms and symbolism all over the earth before you guys even write this book, how can you credit your Bible? How can you credit your Quran? How can you credit the Vedas? How can you credit any of that? Oh, because they wrote it on the wall. So what? What does that mean? And why is there certain areas in America that you can't go? Is Area 51 really about aliens, or is it really about fucking government research on the artifacts that they found here that they're not going to give credit to, they're not going to show because they have a corporation that they're running? Who knows? It's deep. It's deep as hell when it comes to Americans and Ethiopians. We're going to take it out of Africa because people get spun out with that, acting like it has something to do with everybody. Nah. We're the ones with the most pyramids, and we would build pyramids all the way to the 16th century. That's bugged out. We built pyramids all the way to the 16th century, yo. So how can you credit Africa for being more knowledgeable of the pyramids when they had been stopped building them in their 4th dynasty? They say they stopped building pyramids in 3rd, 4th dynasty. That's in the beginning of Egypt. Egypt lasts 3,000 years. So y'all forgot how to build pyramids that fast? We rocking it all the way to the 1600s. The white dudes over here were still building pyramids. Conquistadors over here, we still building pyramids. Come on, bro. Like, it's the hidden fruit. It's the land of milk and honey. It's the golden land. Like, if you get rid of criminals and rock America the right way, from north to the south, this place is lush. That Venezuela oil, they still ain't figured a way out to use it. You can use it for something else. Y'all could make a new electronic that can run off that shit. It's like we can make everything useful. You just got to know how to rejuvenate soil, clean it up. Like I said, there's been a lot of corruption going on. Not just power plants, even human waste, trash. You know what I'm saying? Fecal matter, urine. All that people ain't properly disposing of waste. There's a proper way of doing everything. Proper way of doing everything. You know what I'm saying? How you think they rocked it for millions of years, thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years? I mean, you got to get creative and effective in, making this thing run. That's all I'm saying. It's building time. We build. We're not worried about the negative thinking. We're on a positive mission, right? People don't want to link up the two and make it work because both of them got work to do. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, if it's not the global takeover, it's just possibly the community takeover. And then from there, the city. Then from there, the state. Then from there, the country. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? Community service, but without the ball and chain. You dig? You gotta know how to do community service. You gotta know how to make yourself productive. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So, lie about Egypt because that's the secret place where they can put y'all in all these spells and have y'all run around and talk all this nonsense and never go nowhere. Eventually run into some homosexual stuff, and then you got your Erykah Badu type situations. You see what it is, damn it up. Just call it, you know what I'm saying? Balls and stripes, damn it. But be honest with yourself. From the information I gave you in this video, I mean, really got a lot of bullets to shoot. You can really put it out there and let it be known. Yo, bro, I can see why they got it on the back of the dollar bill. I can see why the Boule got it, because that's where they got their signs from. Motherfucker, this is the people that rose you up. Okay, I can see the corruption that's going on and how nothing's really changing, and y'all not really trying to benefit for the good. Y'all out there for the, capitalizing scheme. And it's like, yeah, it's about making money, but it's like the damaging of the people at the end of the day, and the recycling of the function, and then bringing in new people, and saying you got a lot of corners y'all cutting it. Looking kind of messy out there, G. As far as the Americans and the Ethiopians, I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking with it because I'm not giving it to Egypt no more. Egypt is a baby. Historically, that is a baby. Y'all just all want it because it's pretty looking. It's a brand new Benz. I understand it looks good, but it's not the originator. So when it comes to the originators, and I'm looking at way more on this side, and this is a hidden side. Historically, nobody knows about it. They switching names. They're making up stories about places that didn't exist at certain times, calling people suffix words. It's like it's bugged out when you really look at it that way. You're like, yo. We talk about the hidden people, the chosen people, whatever. Indians is not in the Bible, yo. There is no America in the Bible. There's no Americans in the Bible. So all that 12 tribes, Cubans, Colombians, it's like, come on, man. There's no Americans in the Bible. You got the John, whatever, Smith story, the Lamanites, but that's not in the book. No historical record of no Lamanites. And then remember, there's no Native Americans in the Bible either. I told you there's no Indians, there's no Americans. So how do you throw that in there when y'all didn't even know about this land? Nobody even knew nothing about it. Remember, we're not even claiming y'all. We're saying, no, they stole our story and made it that story. That's what it is. Because your King James is 1600. Okay, Jamestown is 1500. All right, Conquistador is like 1400. What are you talking about? And what was they rocking? What was they book? What was this Latin Vulgate shit that they had? Why is there so many different books? And then what is your book? What does that mean? He's like, I already have more pyramids than everybody. He's like, what are you talking about? I already have mad gold. I already got all types of stuff. It's like, what are you talking about? Who is they robbing? Like, motherfuckers call it Puerto Rican rich port. It's like, bro, who is they robbing? Who had everything? We didn't need none of y'all. We had all this goodness, all this way over here. So it's like, then when you think about the Ethiopians, it's like, all right, I can see us linking up. I can see us doing business with all the power that they had back in the day when the whole joint was known as Ethiopia. So it's like, yo, I can see that. I can see that. But all you new cats, all that Mali, that fucking Messamusa and all that, you don't even need that. I don't even need that at time. Really don't. I don't even need that. Got it all. But it was big business on both sides. That's what I'm saying. But that's in the old world. That's a different world. Goes.